Okay, so pivots are more of an intermediate skill, but we're going to break it down and build up to it. So don't go anywhere. Everyone can follow along. And it's very fundamental level. A pivot is actually a toe manual or a heel manual because that's how you rotate. And you have to put more weight on the front truck or the back truck to get the turn. Before we continue, I must just mention that I don't seem to have any safety gear on. This is because I have left it at home. So don't be me, and if you want to, absolutely put yours on. It's a really, really good idea if you are comfortable with this of the stagger position, heel toe, and also the crab. I can't do it without the arms. Because this practices the exact movement that we need, which is transferring your weight and pivoting. Like that. A nice one for this, to just kind of wake your brain up before we get started, is when you do this stagger heel toe, we tend to do the heel at the front and the toe at the back. Kind of feels the most natural. So try doing it the other way around. It really hurts my brain because I muscle memoried this. So the front one is a toe and the back one is a heel. It just feels so weird. But it's really good because it wakes your brain up to find the heel and the toe, which is what we've got to do in a minute. Oh, see. No, I'm fine. You just stand there. This one's a bit tricky, so it's a good idea to hold on. So to build up to these pivots, we're going to do the crab, but just on one foot. Think through in your head how you transfer the weight. So it's heel, toe, heel, toe. So it's exactly the same as when we do this. We're going to do one at a time. So it's heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and then back the other way. The more still you keep the leg you're not balancing on, so the free leg, the easier this is going to be. Because this is flapping about, it's going to put you off balance. So if you can keep that nice and still, it should make it easier. And don't hold it too far out because it's going to pull you over. Keep it nice and still and close. As you get more confident with this and start to move away from the chairs, it's really important that you don't forget your arms. So there's actually kind of, it's like a little waggle. So I'm here, so I'm using my shoulders. So I said to keep your free legs still, but you can use it to balance, but only in a controlled fashion. So if I'm sort of here, out and in, but see, it's in control. Before we go too far, we need to talk about the mechanics of this. Now, I'm wearing a 100A wheel. Although I'm putting a lot of weight on my front truck, I'm still keeping the back truck down, and that's sliding. So if you're wearing grippier wheels, you're going to find that you need to lift more onto either the front truck or the back truck, which actually makes it, I feel, a little bit harder. So this crab move is really, really good if you're going to be dancing in place. However, if you want to do this moving, you are going to have to turn more than the 45 degrees because your skate has to point in the direction of travel. So you have to turn a full 180 each time. When we start talking about doing this moving, there are a few options you can do. So there's the one where you turn underneath yourself like this, or there's the option of rotating. So it depends what you want to achieve as to which one you would use. The option of this that's closest to the crab that we've already been doing is actually to keep your body in one place and turn the foot underneath you. So I'm going forwards, then I'm going backwards. Then I'm going forwards, then I'm going backwards. And it's exactly the same as the crab, but all I'm doing is just turning a 180 each time, rather than that 45-degree little hop we were doing earlier. So the next two options are still a pivot, but I like to think of them more as a twizzle because you are going round and round in a circle. So with this one option is a forward outside and one is a back outside. And depending on which foot you do it, one will be clockwise and one will be anti-clockwise. The clockwise version on the forward outside. So I'm going forwards and I'm going to turn on an outside edge. So that makes it nice and easy to remember. And I'm going to turn on my toes and then I'm going to turn on my heel that way. So if I want to do the turn anti-clockwise, I'm going to be on my left foot, forward outside, on my toes to do the turn, Then I'm going to be on my heel to do the turn that way. So the arms again play a major role in this. I'm actually turning my shoulders before my foot. So the rotation of my arms takes my shoulders, my hip, my knee, and then finally my foot. So a lot of this happens from the upper body. It's so important that you keep the shoulders rotating and pushing you round. So if I was to do it anti-clockwise, I'm here, and it's these shoulders again are taking me round. So the other option, which is the back outside, actually starts with a forward inside 3 turn. So if I'm going to go this way, I'm going to be going clockwise in my spin. On my left foot, I'm going to lean on the inside of my skate, and I'm going to turn on the front truck. There. And then I'm going to turn forward, I'm going to lean on the back truck and flip forward that way. And the other direction, forward inside on the right leg, on the front truck, and then on the back truck to turn forwards. So this one actually feels quite awkward because you're doing this kind of turn here. So you almost have to push your edge to the point where you're like, I'm just gonna fall. But you have to get to that point to actually get the rotation of the turn. So you do have to really trust your edges. On this one, the arms and the free legs stay together. So you're either here or here. So they stick together. So almost like you've got a string between your toe and your fingers, and that stays just like that the whole time. You see here how my upper body is turning first, and that foot is the last thing to go. This is what I mean about really trusting your edges, because you've got to trust that foot to turn under you, and this is where hard wheels really help with that little bit of skid. Loving my proper concentration face here. So although my shoulders keep rotating and pushing, the split second after I turn, they do actually stop just to check that rotation so it doesn't get out of control. I hope you've had lots of fun pivoting and twizzling all over the place. And don't feel sick like me, because I do. I'm Katie, you've been watching Skatie, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye.